Hi guys, today we're going to be going through rising block in this bite-sized class and how to execute it correctly. So let's begin. Rising block, or agyuki in Japanese, okay, is a rising block. Now, what you want to do with rising block, what a rising block is for, is to block any attacks coming in, okay? So you want to cross your face and make sure you're blocking that attack coming in, usually a punch. Okay, but the correct execution of it is often done incorrectly, especially by beginners and especially as they progress, the younger children, through the first few belts, and they can often still be doing it wrong. So I highly recommend all grades watch this video, because again, higher grades can make mistakes, okay, and often don't position the block correctly. And in this video there's a few good tips on checking that. Right, so let's begin. Agyuki, rising block. Okay, when I start teaching this block, I ask the student to point their arm up. Point it up. And the first step I ask them to do is bring this arm in, okay, in, just to go about this distance from the face. And then the opposite arm begins to rise from the hip, crossing the face. As this arm goes down, the block is executed, and that's the finish of the technique. Okay, so let's do it again. Point, bring the arm in, this arm begins and crosses, and both arms finish in their correct position. Okay, so let's do that slower. I'm going to get closer to the camera. Point, bring your arm in, cross your face, finish the block. Okay, point, bring your arm in. Now watch, this arm wants to go upwards and past the face to make sure it blocks, and it finishes somewhere just above the head. Now I will just tell you how some of my senseis explain this block. It's almost like a punch going across your face into the air and finishing here. Okay? Think of it like that. There and across your face. Okay? This must be slanted downwards. Okay? Not square. Not square. Okay? The reason for that is, this is a block which, as we just explained, is effective blocking attacks to the face straight in. Okay, punch for instance. But also, if you slant the arm, it's also effective in blocking anything coming above your head. Okay, and in this case, if it's a hard object coming down on you, there's a chance, if your arm is correctly slanted, it will slip off. That's not to say you won't get injured. This is a self-defense situation I'm talking about. So that's something to bear in mind, okay? That's just so you know the technique should be in that way position. Okay, so let's do it again with that in mind. Point your arm. Beginners, you will begin this by pointing your arm. You bring this arm in, you cross your face, and you finish the block. Okay, and that becomes a gradual movement, and you want to increase the speed gradually and let it flow more. Okay, so with all those things in mind, think about it guys, okay? So you don't want this kind of thing only. You bring this in and this arm goes here and then you go here. That's incorrect. The block and the action of this arm begins its ascent, if that's the word, straight away. It doesn't go here and then up. Okay, so beware of that. So as this arm comes in, this arm begins its ascent, this arm descent, finish the block. Us, make sure the hands are tight at the end. Very common mistakes, hand open. Hand open. Less power and more prone to injury if you're actually defending, because you want a strong forearm, you want a strong fist, okay, at the moment of impact, the finish. Okay, so we all know this is a block. So we talked about the correct action of the block for beginners. Okay, execution. So it builds up speed, and obviously you bring all the elements in that we talked about. Last week we did a bite-sized class on punching and how we breathe out, the correct execution, how to get more power from a punch. This applies to all the blocks as well. Watch that video if you can. Now, with all that in mind, higher grades, you don't really need to point every time, okay? This becomes an advanced move. So where you are in this position, you open your hand, you bring it in. That's correct as well, okay? You can still bring it up if you want, okay? Now, rising block is a block, as we say. Agyuki, yuki is the block, okay? But it can also be an attack. Let's think of it this way. This is the preparation, okay? So the preparation could be this. This also could be a block, guys, by the way, this preparation, okay? How is that possible? This is how it's possible. Someone attacks you, you block, and then you attack with this part of the arm. So agyuki could also be an attack, okay? For instance, someone comes in, okay, you block with this arm, okay? You block with this arm, and as he comes in, you attack under the chin maybe, right? Now, with that in mind, so agyuki is a block, but it can be an attack. The idea of agyuki, okay, is a traditional block, and all traditional blocks in karate should be powerful, okay, correct hit, okay, correct hit power and correct hikite, bring back of the hand to execute a strong block here. Okay, so for the adults watching, this is not just intended to block, it's also intended to hurt the person attacking you. That's how powerful it is. It's a traditional block, guys. Not a you know, one of these relaxed blocks we will do while sparring, all nice, okay, in control. These are powerful blocks, and that's how you should execute them, with power. Okay? Correct, you do not ever use karate on anybody for the wrong reason. For you guys watching. Now, with that in mind, that's how you will execute correct agyuki. But a couple of points you need to be aware of, guys, okay? So, check in the mirror. This will help you to see if you're making mistakes. Okay, so we've executed a rising block. Look in the mirror. Does the hand and the arm finish and with a slant, and does it finish in the correct position? The way my sensei taught me years ago was, you look straight ahead, the correct position of the arm is this. You look straight ahead, head straight, your eyes only look up, okay, and your eyes should only be able to see this bottom part of the arm, not the top edge. So from this position, okay, I've blocked. My eyes look up, I can see the bottom edge of my arm, but I can't see that. That's the correct position, okay? And reminding you that this should be slanted and not square. Okay, common mistake, people stop there, still, okay, leaving their head exposed. So make sure you block fully, all right? Now, especially when you're executing techniques in basics, okay, people often miss parts of the technique, so they go so fast, they want to stop, they want it fast, so they don't complete it, they stop here. Okay, beware when you're executing rising block is always finishing. All techniques should be finishing. Alright guys, so let me just show you to finalize sideways how you block. Okay, lower grades you point, you bring your arm in, cross your face. Okay, blocking arm prepares. Okay, and you build up speed and power. Higher grades, you're fine to open your hand, bring your arm in, okay, correctly.